I'm back. So we have been talking about ways that animal communication can help whenever you're having issues with your pet. And at this point, I want to take a moment and instill some reality, some grounded reality and grounded perspective on these scenarios. This is not a situation where we can just immediately get into your pet's head and know instantaneously everything that's going on and then tell them how we want them to change and have their behavior miraculously change overnight. It absolutely does not work like that. These are conversations that you're having. Respectful, open-minded, with a very big open heart. These are conversations. So we can learn what their perspective is and why they're doing the behavior. We can share with them your perspective and why it's not working for you. And from there, we can often, not always, but often come up with a solution that both parties, can agree on. We can also learn what the messages are within the behavior and maybe what your animal might be trying to teach you. And if the animal's past is impacting their behavior today, we can absolutely find out what it is in their past that is impacting them today. We can help them if it's traumatic or painful or negative in any way. We can help work them through that. We can help them release it. In fact, just as a side note, animals release their past trauma very easily, much easier than humans. So that is something that we can help them do. So let me give you an example. Let me tell you a story. This is a story about my cat, Inez, who is extremely feisty and extraordinarily opinionated. And it used to be that she would jump on the bed in the morning and wake me up by putting her paw on my cheek. But when she did that, her claws are partially extended. She wasn't trying to scratch me. It's just her claws are partially extended. And that's not a good thing first thing in the morning on your cheek. So one day I said, I talked to her as she was doing it. And I showed her, look, I explained it hurts. It's painful. I don't like it. We need to come up with something different. And I said, and I showed her how to retract her claws all the way so that her paws, when they touched me, were just pads and soft. And she did it right away. She did it. She touched me without claws. And I started saying, yes, that's what I want, and giving her all kinds of kudos and telling her how amazing she was. And she did it a second time. And then she did it a third time. I thought, oh, this is so great. My cat's so fantastic. I'm such a great animal communicator. And I closed my eyes and started to relax, and bam, here comes the paw with the little claws. I'm like, what the heck? So, of course, I got up and I thought about it for the rest of the day and like, how am I going to handle this? So the next morning it was exactly the same thing. I said, retract your claws. She did. We went through that. Then they came out, and I said, pull them back. And then she came out again. I said, what's going on? You know what I want? And she said, yes, I do know what you want. And what I want is for you to get up and feed me breakfast. Like, oh, of course. There's the message right there. So I said, all right, I'll make you a deal. I said, I will not lay in this bed past 7. I said, I will always be up before 7, and I will get up right at 7, and I will get you breakfast. I said, but what I'm going to ask you is do not wake me up unless it's past 7. Well, she clearly heard me, because that's the way it's been from that point forward. But I will tell you, at 7:01 or 7:02, if I'm still in bed, I feel her jump on the bed, and I say to myself, oh, here she comes. So anyway, the point of that story is give and take, mutual respect, compromise. It's kind of part of any healthy, good relationship, don't you think?